Okay, I got my air compressor in the back of the truck there, up the pressure, and the little Sandblaster over here. We're going to get geared up for that. What I'm going to do here is I've got one of these full face respirators. I got some other cartridges for it. I'm going to wear this to keep the sand out of my eyes, and I'm going to wear a pair of gloves. Okay, so I put a tarp all underneath the back end of the car here. I put two of them, actually overlapped them in the middle. And I strung some lights. I'll show you here. And what I did was I took my little air jack there and I lifted the car up and put the supports for how I'm holding the car up on top of the tarp. And that way there's a chance I can recover some of this sand. So I put the air hooked to here. Now I already got it about half full of glass pellets. This is the hose. So the discharge hose is just a valve with a ceramic nozzle in it. You know, it's pretty low end, basic, but if it works, I'm happy with that. So how it goes is before you put the air to it, you take this cover off and they supply it with a funnel, and you fill it with about half full of glass beads or walnut shells or whatever you have. And there's a valve on the bottom. That's the discharge valve. And so your air comes in here through this filter separator. I'm not sure, I guess that's a pressure regulator there. I haven't figured that out yet. And but anyway, it's the instructions say to when you're ready to go, you open this valve and you open the one on the end of the hose, and then you bring the air into it here. And hopefully it should shoot the sand out. So it's as simple as that, I guess, if it works. Okay, I'm going to try right in there as a start, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this pressure regulator here, it says push, and this way is positive, so it's going to be to crank the pressure up, I guess. Let's see if that's going to work. Okay, that doesn't want to turn at all. Yeah, I think we're discovering the joy of this thing right away. Oh, maybe here. Pull it back. I think that's what it is here. Pull it up and crank it. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. It says 90 pounds it wants to be. So that'd be about 90 here. Crank it up. Let's see. There we are, 90 pounds. All right, let's resume. They say not to try and throttle it with this. I hear a little air coming. There's air leaking through. No idea. I don't know what's going on. Doesn't want to go. I guess this is the one here. This is the one that's supposed to throttle how much air goes out to the nozzle. It's wide open. I'll leave it off. Open this one. It doesn't seem to change it a bit. Alright, that is dandy. A little bit of air coming through there is all. 95 psi in the tank. That's just horrible. Let's turn off all the air and take a look in that tank and figure it out. That's so disappointing. That's such a piece of crap. Oh, how can they even try and sell that? That's a piece of crap. I can't get it to blow sand at all. Okay, yeah, the sandblasting has gotten off to a rocky start. The hose was full. I took the hose off the bottom to see why it wasn't shooting out, and basically traced it down right to that nozzle at the end, the little nozzle, and right there, and that just unscrews, and there's a rubber, like a little, looks like a sink washer in there, like a tapered sink washer that you would find in a set of taps. So they got that in there behind that little ceramic nozzle that you can change. And I don't know, I fiddled with that, took it out and put it back in a few times. All of a sudden it started to work. And but that's the bomb, man, you know, look at that. That is the ticket, the sandblasting, if we can get it going. The other thing is my mask is kind of steaming up on me here today, so I've changed the cartridges and wiped it out. But yeah, the humidity is, if you look at the weather here today, the humidity is 100%, which means it's pouring rain. And anyway, you can see, not bad here, eh? And I'm gonna do up here, a little bit of rust up in that little higher there. I gotta get that. And then I started underneath, but I'll show you here. It's really hard to see in a steamed up mask. You know, that hood, or not that hood, but that face shield is steamed up, so I was kind of going blind here, you know, just, I got a bit there. See how that's coming off there? That's good. So I'm gonna just sort of eyeball it without the mask on, and then I'll put the mask on and try it some more. And yeah, some back there. But yeah, I think it's gonna be good so far as getting the rust off there, for sure. It's just a few growing pains. All right, so I'm not gonna be able to film it right now, so I'm just gonna catch you up here in a minute once I do a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm using here is a fine glass bead. Who makes this? Sandblaster, crystalline, silica free, safe to handle, environmentally friendly, can be reused, multi-purpose, and it's the fine. You can see the size of it there. I've gone through a 120-pound bag so far, and there it's filled up probably a little more than 3/4. They say not to fill it much more than half or 3/4, but I've had it working. So comes with this funnel, and you got this show you here, they got this, there's a gasket that comes with it, an O-ring, and you put this cover on. But one thing I don't like is you can pinch your fingers between this handle they've got here and those handles on the bottle. I did that a minute ago. See that when you're swinging it around, you can get your finger caught in here. That's bad, you know. Quick and nasty is how they make these things. You know, there, they just about got myself again, you know, going around. So yeah, snug that down. And what I've been doing is just turning off the valve on the end of the hose after I turn off the air here, these two. And I'm leaving the one at the bottom open because it feels like, you know, the one on the bottom feels like it's full of sand. You know, it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna shut it off completely now either. It's just, I don't think a ball valve is really the best to have sand going through. I don't know how else it would have to be rigged up, but the ball valve just doesn't seem like the way. Take a quick peek at what I've got done here. I went back up there, but yeah, see? That's ready for a fix after. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some, once I get it sandblasted, I'm gonna put rust converter on it. I've got this one here I've used quite a few times. Rust converter ultra, I got it off Amazon. This was about $60 for a gallon of it. And it lasts quite a long time. A little bit goes a long way. Just put it on with a brush. Let's take a look in here. Does a good job. It just takes time. But that's gonna be the bomb, I think. That's gonna clean it up really well. I just gotta keep slugging at it here. I just can't see, you know, that's the thing. Everything's steaming up here today, so. But I'm gonna keep going. And then I put down, like I say, 2 tarps before, and I haven't tried to pick any of it up yet, but at the end of my session here today, I'll try and recover as much of that sand as I can. Yeah, it doesn't look heavily embedded with anything. It's probably, you know, strain it through something or pick out the big bits and put it right back in the machine, I think. So anyway, that's the plan, Stan. I'm gonna keep going. Here we go. Okay, so the sandblasting, or the grit blasting, whatever you want to call it, is going to be a multi-day event. You know, it's not all going to happen at once. I've been looking at this rear axle, and I got some new bushings coming in for here, and I got to take it out anyway, so that means disconnecting the brake line. I got new brake lines for this anyway, both sides. I got to disconnect the parking brake cable, take out those rear struts, and then take that whole rear axle out. Reason is I need to sandblast and rust convert this knuckle where this axle goes through, and there's a bushing here. This has really got to be done because there's rust on the other side of it, and there's also fuel lines there, okay, and the brake line comes through there. So when I get this axle out, that'll be another video. I'm going to take those fuel lines and set them aside so I can sandblast under them. And so I just didn't want to sandblast up against them because, you know, it's quite abrasive. It's going to cut into them. So, but I just want to show you something here. This is that rust converter I showed you earlier. Now, this is not the final application, but I just wanted to show you that going on. And just a little goes a long way. I'm just going to put some on there, just like that. And other things going to happen here, but just wanted to show you a bit of that rust converter. Just what I'm going to do when I take out the axle, I'm going to sandblast the axle, and I'll rust converter it and paint it. Okay, so on this frame here, that rust converter just paints on real easy, and then it'll turn the metal black, and then it's ready for paint. But yeah, little goes a long way. I'm going to put some over here. This looks pretty good over here. Some on that. But yeah, this is going to be a multi-day sandblasting project, because, and I won't make it into more than one video or two videos. You know, it'll be other things combined with it, because who wants to watch some guy just sandblast? You know, that's no fun for anybody. But just want to show you the basic process here, what I'm going to attempt to do here. It's all going to lead to keeping it on the road. It came out of a rusty spot, right? The rust belt, and but yeah. Okay, so those are areas that I sandblasted. Those are the I guess the retainer bolts for the seat belts in the back seat. They were all rusty around those, so I sandblasted those, and you can see how that rust converter is it's already starting to turn sort of purple, and it'll turn black when it dries. And see up there was some rust and metal there. And like I say, it's going to take several days to go through it and do this. So I'm going to do a little section at a time. But that's pretty much what it's starting to look like. And this rust converter works, but it has to be painted over. So you have to put a coating on top of it, or else it will rust again. It'll develop surface rust, and then it may not be as bad as it was, but yeah, you got to let it dry and then eventually coat it. You know, block out the moisture from getting to it in the air. But yeah, see, it's already starting there, turning purple. Sort of turns bluey purple, and then it turns black. But yeah, I just wanted to try a little bit on there. But yeah, that's I got all this over here to do yet, and I shot a little bit inside the axle there, you see. But like I say, if I'm going to change those bushing, I'm going to take the axle out anyway. So, but yeah, that's the start. Yeah, it's going to be okay. It's going to be a bit of a job. I'm sort of low to the ground here, you know. I don't have a lot of room to work, but yeah, we'll get it. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in anything we're doing here, make a comment down below. We're always having fun in the comments. As you'll see, you read any of the comments, we're always joking around. If you want to join that banter, just feel free to jump in. Okay, we'll see you again here very soon on Everyday Projects. Bye for now.